Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just forget the music. Welcome to
No, no.
Terra.
What are you doing? You got to play the music.
I don't have it queued up. I forgot.
This is 74 episodes. We've had music.
We've skipped it on some episodes.
We've never skipped it on any episodes.
Yes, we have. There was one episode back in the pre-recorded days where you deliberately skipped it, where you deliberately didn't put it in.
Was I doing a bit?
Yes.
Okay, this time's not a bit. It's just that you're
And also, in during your last vacation, we didn't have any music at all.
Well, during my last vacation, we didn't even have a fucking podcast, from what I hear.
There were 3 shows while you were gone.
Yeah, I heard about those.
Yeah, they were
awesome.
Good.
Not so good. Maybe maybe you're just the breading and the beef Wellington. Your boy's the beef. Yeah, take a long vape and think about that. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, fella.
Well, I do get occasional complaints about your presence on the show, but you're
staying,
Brent.
From the ADL?
No, for people who think that you're a whiny nihilist. That's a big phrase I have heard.
What? Accurate? You. What? Accurate descriptions of from people that are like, no, I have things to believe in. I have not a family, but maybe someday. You mean fucking?
But yeah, anyway, this is Terror House Writing episode number 74. I'm Matt Forney, your charming and loquacious host, and the founder and editor-in-chief of Terror House Press. And with me is co-host, the world's only comedian, Bryden Proctor.
Hey, how's it going? Your mic now sounds like. Are you sure it's the right mic? Because it sounds like you're in a big empty room.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm just getting a lot of bouncing off the walls. You gotta.
It's literally the same room.
I know.
Okay.
I think that my problem might be it's the same guy in the same room. I hate you. I have grown to resent and hate you over the years. And I must make this known now. No, but you ought to get some soundproofing for the thing, like foam or whatever. Or there's got to be tons of chickens in Mexico, so you could probably just get the milk crates. Or
I thought you were going to suggest I just kill and skin them and put them all over the walls.
No, Satanist! Why would I? Hey, just like Maxwell, chill out with that. No, not at all what I would think. Jesus fuck! Right away, Colin over here goes, gonna smash Rakita numbers tonight, boys. You're right. We're nailing it. Well, we had more people before the show started, before they forgot that Matt Forney is on it.
I should say that our highest rated show, you weren't on it. So actually, wait, maybe you were. I'm confused.
Yeah,
it's either the one with Mike Cannon or the one where we had Eris and Andy Nowicki.
It was probably Eris and Andy Nowicki, just because they've got people in their orbit that they don't constantly call gay.
Well, it might also have been Mike Cannon because he told all of his commie buddies to listen.
Yeah, and they all move as one unit, like ants. So that makes commies particularly terrifying.
Bryden, it's called democratic centralism. Learn the damn phrasing, you bourgeois pig.
I thought it was democratic socialism.
No, it's democratic centralism.
Well, what's so fucking central about it?
It's literally that's literally how it works. Everyone debates about an idea, but as soon as they decide to do something, they go and do it without complaining.
Yeah, but it seems like it'd take a long time. I mean, to debate it all like that. I mean, I don't know. What was there anything in recent years where they tried that, like Occupy Wall Street? Maybe they didn't get much done. The last I checked, the stock market's doing better than ever.
Well, I mean, those guys were idiots. Literally every communist party is organized on this principle of democratic centralism.
Yeah, but that seems like, I mean, if you get 2 guys in a room, they can't agree on a fucking pizza. How are you going to get, everybody to agree to who to throw in the camps and shit or whatever they do?
There's usually one person who gets their way by being violent and.
Yeah, dictators, you mean? Yeah, that does seem to happen with them, but it wasn't real communism, is what I have heard. The last time I checked, from that guy that tried to sell me Das Kapital. So.
And you didn't buy it?
No. I thought I'd be a real communist and steal it from the internet. You know. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, we're definitely going to beat Rikita on one thing. We're not going to be handing out bullshit legal advice.
Why? What's wrong with that guy?
Oh, I like Rikita. That other idiot, the bald idiot Barnes. The guy went and attacked the juror convener on Twitter, knowing full well they could, the jury's not a question. This bitch could see it. And by the way, her name is Karen. And he used to be on the defense team. That's a really stupid thing for a lawyer to do.
Yeah, but he's like I don't know. I don't know anything about. I just heard that guy's name tonight because like KG on Twitter was talking about him, and I don't know. I guess people were mad at him or something. I have not.
He's close with Richard Barris, and he once debated Nick Fuentes, and then blocked Fuentes afterwards. So I don't know anything about that part. I just know he said something really stupid from a legal perspective.
Well, no, but the problem is, when you say, oh, it's stupid from a legal perspective, everybody needs to chill the fuck out, all right? Because all I've heard for the past, 2 fucking weeks is that now everybody who was, remember, a political strategist in 2020, or in 2019, a virologist in 2020, in 2021 is a fucking lawyer, okay? You're not.
Jokes on you. I've been all three of those things simultaneously my entire life.
Yeah, I'll bet that you have had. I'll bet you've had to represent yourself in court because nobody would represent you. I guarantee you've had some viruses in your fucking time. And as far as political strategist goes, yeah, I could see you running some failed campaign somewhere in Mexico at some point and be like, Los School Board Presidente. No criticale race theorioso. And that was like, horrible. Wow, Matt just misses America. I don't get it. You can't just sit here silent. You got to help do the bits. You're the worst fucking guy.
Your Spanish is fucking terrible.
That's fake Spanish, Dick. It's called a joke. Learn to write one. Be funny for once in your life. You're so funny looking you could be Gus Farley. I wish you were funny. That way you die young.
Do you think this is worth your time, people in the fine audience? Streamlabs.com/Terror Magazine.
You do an ad? You do a plug? 7 minutes in? You're like, I can't think of anything to say. I know. Give me money. God damn it. I don't know why I do this piece of shit. Fuck. What are you drinking? Is that a Snapple? Yes. Snapple? The drink that says that it's healthy, but it's just sugar water? That's like saying, hey, Gatorade's good. I see athletes drink it all the time. Coaches bathe in it if they win. So by that logic, I should have a Gatorade bath. It'll make me smart.
No, I have a Snapple because I was at the supermarket and I had nothing to eat all day and I wanted something to drink because I was thirsty and this was in the cooler.
So you didn't have anything to eat all day. So you thought, you know what would be good? A picture of fruit. What was your Snapple fact? What was the Snapple fact?
There is no Snapple fact here. See.
Oh, that sucks. That was the only point. I haven't seen a Snapple ever, in the past fucking 8 years. But that was the cool thing about Snapples. They were like, you're gay or whatever, you know?
Well, they also had these in the cooler. And, Mr. Peer Pressure Bryden is going to be super happy at this.
Oh, dude. What is that? It's lemon and tomato?
It's Corona's answer to White Claw. It's Corona's answer to White Claw.
But is that tomato in it?
No, it's limón frutos rojos con jugo natural. It's cherries, limes, and strawberries.
Oh, so wait, isn't rojos red?
Yeah, red fruits. This is lemon and red fruits.
Well, it's lime, I think, but I said lemon.
Lemon,
But
so
yeah,
whatever.
lime and lemon.
And I also got this.
It's I can't see because of the light, but it looks like lime and some type of
It's
lemon lime.
lemon mango pina.
Oh, dude, I don't like the mango. No bueno en los mango. I don't like no fucking mango.
I've never had one, so
Dude, I've never had that, but
once
every mango.
once I kill the Snapple, I'll open the first one.
Well, I'm not a big. I can't do the mango, dude. Like mango, fucking White Claws are shit. I hate those. No fucking mango. Get that shit out of there. It's not that good of a fruit. What's it doing in fruit bowls? You know what's good? Honeydew, motherfucker. I like honeydew melon.
Of course, your favorite fruit is something no one's heard of.
Everybody's heard of honeydew, dipshit. It's that green melon.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen one of these.
Yes, you have seen fucking honeydew. Honeydew, it's in fruit salad.
I haven't seen a fruit salad in years.
You should be killed.
Let me just Google this quickly to make sure you're not trying to gaslight me like you are.
I'm not. It's a fucking melon. It's common as shit. Everybody's heard of fucking honeydew.
Oh wait, these little
Oh yeah,
that look like that look like it looks like a retarded watermelon.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, sure. Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, it's good. It's okay. I don't like.
It's the Robert Reich. It's the Robert Reich of watermelons.
Man, somebody should kick you cleaning those teeth. I just everything you say to me this evening. It's just so fucking. It's like nails across my face. Like I just want you to die. Like I don't know what it is, I have not had a great week, but like to top it off, like, hey, it's almost Friday. You know what your Thursday is? Here's Matt going, I don't think honeydew's real. Fucking dickhead. God damn it. Why would I lie about fruit?
Because you're a sociopath?
Yeah, I was thinking.
And an alcoholic who suffers from time dilation effects.
No, you are too stupid to remember how late the show starts consistently. But I was thinking when your mic was fucking up, how funny would it would be to come back and be like, oh, I was just making all that up. Just to see.
That wouldn't have worked because I was testing it on Audacity and I could hear the fucking buzz there.
Well, so see, then why would you assume immediately that I would start lying to you about fruit?
Just to fuck with me?
Over fruit?
Yes, you would do that.
Yeah, but not today. I'm not in a fruit joking mood.
Nah.
Why did you call the episode what you called it, by the way?
Did you see that video of outside the courthouse in Kenosha where Black Lives Matter people and right-wingers were sharing a Domino's pizza?
Oh, yeah, that whole fucking, yeah. And it was the pan pizza.
The horseshoe theory real horseshoe theory is type 2 diabetes.
God, I fucking hope so. That way we can get rid of all these idiots and all the sane people can go, hey, markets. And they go, but not too much. And then we kill those people. And then we... we got to get rid of the ends of the horseshoe, Let's get rid of it. I don't like it. You got to go full in Capistan. It's the only way.
Move to Somalia.
No, there's black people there.
But it's ANCAP.
Black people can't do ANCAP.
He seems to be doing just fine with the piracy.
That's just called criminality. That's just pirates. That's not ANCAPistan.
Well, isn't it under an ANCAP paradise, but crime will be legal?
That's not exactly true. I don't have time to get into the weeds with you over this, but that's not exactly true.
Oh, exactly. I love the qualifier. Exactly. Which means it's mostly true.
No. Certain things that are now considered crimes, sure. But certain things that I consider crimes, such as taxation, would be non-existent.
You heard it here first. Bryden, taxation illegal. Public nudity legal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm not like thrilled with it. I wouldn't live near it. I'd be like, okay, that's the weird part of town where everybody walks around naked. Don't go there unless you want to see some dong, but I'm not going to be like, oh, throw them in jail. Like, that's crazy. But, don't go near the dong guys. The dong district. Don't go there. I wouldn't. Why do we make it legal for like naked bike parades, pride parade? Why is that? So that whole district can just be a parade all the time of dongs all the time. I just won't go. They'd be like, oh, don't go to that fucking McDonald's. It's over in the dong district. Let's go to the clean one that is totally penis free. Choices matter.
Of course, what happens when the dong district invades your district?
Well, we move when we go. There's too many dicks moved into the neighborhood. That's never happened to you? Be like, wow, a bunch of dicks and assholes moved into our neighborhood. I hate it. It's called gentrification, Matt.
It has happened to me before.
Except this one, we'd call it dingerfication because there's so many dingers. Dinger, like penis. You can call them that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go make a drink. This is already fucking boring. Well, I'll just keep using the same goddamn now warm whiskey stone. I found the perfect drink, and it turns out it was just straight whiskey all along. Cowboy Roland says genitalification. That's good.
Yeah, shout out to Cowboy Roland. We'll be running one of his stories next week at Terror House. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, Brian discovered the best drink is straight whiskey, which is totally not that doesn't coincide with his financial issues that I just
what
made
financial
up.
issues
That I just made up.
My financial issues that are now good. Like I've had a windfall of Bitcoin falling, so that's been great. But no, it's actually
business at the butt.
You fat motherfucker. Listen to me, you son of a bitch. $50 for a liter of Makers is cheaper than buying $20 worth of beer 3-4 times a week. Is it not?
Probably.
Yeah. What do you mean probably?
Well, how often are you drinking this whiskey? If you're killing like a bottle a day, No.
You misunderstood the fucking assignment. I said $50 a week on whiskey or $20 3 or 4 times a week on beer, which is cheaper. Matthew.
The whiskey.
If you were on Sesame Street, you'd be called Fornilophicus.
The one that's cheaper is the one that conforms to your drinking habits the best.
That's
like
not
say
how
for
money
you,
works.
you're
That's not at all how money works, and that's why alcoholics go fucking broke. What are you trying to fucking intellectualize?
Now, see, Brian, that would not be cost effective for me to buy Maker's Mark because I generally don't drink that much. Okay, you on the other hand are killing like a half bottle of shit every day. Makes perfect sense.
True. I wish that I could, but also that still wouldn't make sense because if I was doing it half a bottle a day, then it would not be $50 a week because the math doesn't add up. Elon Musk, what the fuck are you talking about? God damn it! It should have been you. What do you mean for what? Every tragedy. 9/11, the Challenger, Kenosha. It should have been you.
But
I cannot wait for something terrible to befall you. And I don't want you to die. I just wanted to take your limbs. That way you have to sit there like some type of oversized chicken McNugget. And I'm going to come over and pee in your Snapple.
Tragedy's going to happen to you before it happens to me.
Nothing that happens to me is tragic. It's just natural. I have a wonderful pessimistic view on life and a healthy nihilism towards many, many things. You, on the other hand, care about shit. So when something happens to you, I get to go, oh, damn, man, I'm so sorry that happened. And then I'm going to fucking make a fake Twitter account and bug you about it.
Oh, really? You have a healthy nihilism and you don't care. Yet you're the one who's always screaming, and I'm all very calm and zen.
Yeah, that's not what nihilism is, Mr. Books. Just because you don't care about something doesn't mean, one, you can't be a vibrant and beautiful, amazing entertainer as I am. I'm putting on a show every night.
Citation needed.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't know. Let's refer to your Twitter poll. I wasn't going to bring it up, but you want to fight tonight, Matt. And somebody's got to put you in your place because you're winning way too much fantasy football for anybody's liking now.
You're the one who's being all confrontational.
I disagree.
See, this is what I mean with the gaslighting.
What? You know who say they get gaslighted? Women.
Actually, it's not gaslighting. It's just alcoholism.
I'm not even that drunk yet. Believe me, by the end of the episode, I'm going to be hammered and saying the N-word and posting your phone number. And, we'll never do the show again until next week. It's going to be a nightmare.
You don't have my phone number.
Oh, that's not true.
You do not have my phone number.
Oh, that's not true.
You want to bet?
I do.
And even if you had my phone number, it wouldn't help you because it's a Mexican phone number.
Oh yeah, nobody's ever called Mexico. People don't do that. That's not all of what California's phone lines are filled up with. It's calls to Mexico. You're right. It's impossible to call Mexico.
You can't do it. You don't have the fucking extension on your phone plan. I know how much that shit costs.
Oh, I'll call them right now, Matt. I will call them right now and go, hey, por favor, I got to call El Fato over in Mexico.
Yeah, and they're going to be they're going to ask you which one.
He's muy heavioso. Mexicans don't have phones. Oh, Ray Edcap is here. Fuck yeah. I know Ray from Twitter. He's a cool guy. He likes Legion of Skanks. That's the only reason I know him. And he rules. And everybody should follow Ray. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's been a long-time fan of my shit. Yeah, go.
Oh, really? Yeah, he likes the Legion of Skanks. Fuck yeah. It's the only good podcast, not this fucking piece of shit. We fucking try to pass off as a podcast every week. Hey, come on over, buy the books, and then we just do this. And then I get to, get sick of Matt's shit. I'm tired of it. Drinking a Snapple. He's like a monster. Frankenstein would have drank Snapple, is all I'm saying.
It's based.
It's so based. God damn it. I'm so fucking tired of everything. It's been a bad week, Matt. The throat's getting sore from all the screaming that I have to do at you because of your actions. Why do you make me do this?
Well, I haven't had a great day either, Bryden, but I'm not taking it out on you.
Well, if I wouldn't have a great day either with a face like that. But I'm sorry that we're both having bad days, and I might be taking it out on you, honey, but you didn't have the roast and my martini ready by the time we had the podcast going. In this joke, we're a gay couple in the 50s. Why didn't we just call the show Vape Boys? So, okay, Matt, say a thing. What is happening in the world now that I could direct my anger towards that instead?
Well, I mean, it's taken 3 days so far to get a verdict in the race.
It's hung jury. That's everybody knows that, right?
I would hope so. I would assume that's what's going to happen. I mean, you know that the OJ verdict only took 4 hours?
Yeah, well, they also, one of the jurors later was like, Yeah, we did that because of Rodney King. Like, that was, everybody knows that. And then now even black folks are like, oh, yeah, he did that shit. He definitely did. But at the time, it was kind of a big fucking deal.
It
So,
was
yeah, they did because of
jury
black.
nullification.
Yeah, yeah.
All I have to say on that on the jury deliberation, nobody knows what's going on there. Everyone says, "Oh, the rumors, this and that." The rumors that there are two jurors who are wishy washy, whatever. You don't know shit. All those rumors are coming from what's his face,
Jack Posobiec.
Jack Posobiec. There you go,
Agent Pazzo, who's so reliable.
Agent Pazzo, Task Force 8. A known liar and bullshitter. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Tons of people make careers out of lying. He's
I don't
pretty
think
good
he's
at it.
lying. I don't think he's lying. I think he's just a really retarded person. Like, I've met Jack. Like,
You've
not
met
in
him?
like a. Yeah, I ran into him at some DC thing or whatever. And the guy is so dismissive of people. Like, I was doing a character called, oh, I'm David Frank. I'm with the Forward. And I started talking to him like this and doing the whole deal. Old character, haven't really done David Frank for a long time. But then he starts talking to this guy from some other thing, and this Jewish dude looks over at me like, oh my, and I go, oh, he doesn't really care about us people, which I thought was funny. But he's just a media attention guy. I mean, like he's real dumb. Everybody who's in the media is an idiot.
I may have met him at the RNC, and the reason I say may is because I know he was there, and he was there with some people I know, but I don't remember him at all if I met him.
He looks like a fucking G.I. Joe, and but like kind of fat faced. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying he's a bad guy either. I'm just saying like he's kind of dumb. So
Yeah.
like how many scoops does he have that have wound up be like, you're 100% right?
He's like what's his face in Idiocracy. He's just average in every way.
Right. He would thrive in he will thrive in our new coming world. So good for him. I'm not against him, Agent Pazzo.
I don't have anything against him either. I mean, he's probably for himself. The Agent Pazzo thing was fucking hilarious.
Dude, it's so
my
bad.
friend made a meme making fun of it. Let me pull it up. Agent Pazzo, Task Force 8.
Dude, yeah, dude, it's so bad. I mean, and they like had a crowdfunding thing for that. I don't know. Every time like right-wing MAGA motherfuckers back in 2016 tried to make some cultural art shit, it went nowhere. Now, I guess it's kind of going places, but frankly, protest songs are cringe. To use the terminology that these fucking idiots use today. What happened to just calling shit gay? Like, yeah, you know who is better than all these guys? Colin is bringing this up. Jack is like Milo without the cocaine. Dude, Milo is vastly more entertaining than Jack. Yeah, even now he is.
He's now Catholic.
Yeah, I think I don't know what his whole deal is.
He's hardcore Catholic, ex-gay. Well, the ex-gay part is pretty funny.
Whatever he wants to do. He's always doing shit that's way more entertaining and funnier and cooler than anything Jack is doing. And that's the only thing I care about. Like, are you funny? And Jack is not funny, like, at all. And he's not like too serious of a guy. He's not like Lee Stranahan or somebody like that who I'm like, oh shit, or like Whitney Webb,
The most interesting thing Jack Posobiec ever did was infiltrating Comet Ping Pong.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that is all. I mean, that's just, there's no way.
It was something at least.
What? That Podesta's a fucking pedophile? Yeah, those guys are pedophiles. That's fucking true. But no, the whole Pizzagate shit, there was a lot of made up crap in that. It was a government fucking op. Like Q, government fucking op. It's fucking bullshit. But I don't know. If you're going to do all of that shit, be funny. This speaks to the success of Nicholas Fuentes because he's funny. All right? You have to be funny. Early alt-right was funny. You have to be funny. And people don't get that. And most people aren't fucking funny at all. People don't make me laugh now. Like, it's annoying. And they get uptight about everything, too. It's just gay.
I mean, Fuentes can be funny at times. He's not funny all the time, but he's funny sometimes. He's more funny. He is funnier than Jack Posobiec.
Well, I mean, the clips I see are pretty funny, and like I haven't talked to him for years, but every time I met him, he's a pretty funny guy. He's got a sense of humor, and like some of these other folks don't. And dude, nobody wants to be around you if you're not fucking funny. Like, it's supposed to be fun to make light of like serious shit. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of the internet. Back in our day, Matt, you're just as fucking old. It was the whole point of the internet.
I can tell you exactly when the funny stopped.
Yes, all women.
No, it stopped on election. It stopped at the day after election day 2016. That's when everyone got real serious.
I think it was a little. There was problems before then.
Oh, there were problems before then, obviously. Like on a greater cultural scale, you're right. But like when you're talking about the people we're talking about, 2016 election day, that's when the funny just stopped.
Well, like for me, it was the yes all women thing. So like I was working on some, gay little web series, and in our dumb little writer's room in this fucking dude's apartment, they said something like this fucking bitch started saying, talking about the yes all women shit. That was after some dude went and like, or that was
Elliot Rodger.
Yeah, Elliot Rodger. Yeah. Started bringing that up. I was like, hey, it's not even like that. Like whether or not we could make fun of it. And it was like, hey, hey, not even that many people died. And then I got screamed at by this fucking idiot. The showrunner is like, hey, just let her be. And because I got into an argument. And yes, all women is when it started going downhill for me. This is around Gamergate time, all of that. That's when I started to know, like, why is everybody crazy? This was also in Los Angeles at the time, so it's already vastly liberal. So the fact that it was bubbling up there, probably, I saw it a little bit sooner. But it was that yes, all women shit that I was like, everybody's being a bitch about everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was kind of I remember that shit very clearly. It's like suddenly everyone declared war on my part of the internet because he was influenced. His misogyny was influenced by all these misogynists online and stuff. Even though the website he was part of was basically like a proto version of Kiwi Farms in regards to how it harassed the manosphere and whatnot. Have you ever read his manifesto?
Elliot Rodgers? No.
Well, don't. Because number one, it's really annoyingly narcissistic. All he does is talk about himself. But
well, it's his manifesto. It's called a manifesto, not a womanifesto.
Well, but it's not like, say, like the Unabomber manifesto, which has some good points.
It's also... No. Listen, Ted heads. Ted Kaczynski was a fucking lunatic who thought that he was a girl for a little bit, went crazy, and even he couldn't do that whole go live in the woods bullshit because he had to eventually blog about it and send it out to newspapers, okay? So he's an autistic weirdo. Well, yeah, he's right about stuff, but
I'm not gonna defend the killing. That's terrible.
I'm not gonna defend half of what he fucking said because it doesn't make sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make any sense about the reality of industrial society?
A lot of those things do make sense, but as a whole fucking thing, anarcho primitivism doesn't make. Well, they kind of adopted that, but like it doesn't make any sense. Of like, oh yeah, people would be better off. All people would be better off if they were shitting in a bucket in the woods. Okay, tell all people that. Argue with utilitarianism against that. It's a hard argument.
What? You don't like? You don't see the merit in how as society becomes more technologically advanced, it becomes less free?
Sure.
Look at what's going on now, you fucking faggot.
Hey, dickhead, you're not me. You can't pull that off. Look.
Yeah, I can't be angry like you because I don't have high blood pressure.
Yeah, you got a high pitched voice.
And because I'm not 5'1".
Well, what are you 5'6"?
No, I'm 5'10".
Are you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, you got 4 inches on me in height.
Sorry, Bryden. Could you speak a little louder? I can't hear you up here.
No, it's probably because your ears are so fat.
Bryden, I can't hear you down there. Could you speak a little louder, please?
Oh yeah. What are you, the jolly gay giant? Now look. No, there's a lot of stuff that like over socialization, stuff like that Kaczynski makes sense in. But like as a whole, like he wanted to say like, okay, everybody shit in a bucket. All right. Yeah, I don't think most people are gonna want to fucking do that. They aren't. So it doesn't make sense as a fucking social philosophy. But he had great points. Specifically over socialization, the how technology has ruined people's lives. That's fine. You can make great points and still be foundationally fucking flawed. God, Mainlander was foundationally fucking flawed, but had a lot of great points. This is common. But you don't see many Mainlander accounts on Twitter. You see fucking laser-eyed Ted Kaczynski bullshit on Twitter from people that have fucking never read any of his shit.
Well, most of Mainlander's work hasn't been officially published in English, right?
Sure. But he only had
Ted Kaczynski wrote in English. That's why he's more popular than, say, Pentti Lakola.
Well, I don't know who Pentti Lakola is.
He was the Finnish, eco-philosopher who basically advocated for depopulation and fascism in the name of protecting Mother Earth.
See, this is where I lose it with they're the mortalists, right? The people that are like generally death is positive. Like I don't care about like the reason I think that like if there were a nuclear war it would be good is that it would end actual like human consciousness for a lot of people, which is rough. I don't think life is a good thing. So if there was a way to blink it out of existence, clearly that would be preferable for them. I don't want to make that decision for them though. But if it's like, okay, we had a nuclear war and we all died, it's really no loss. I don't think it's a big loss.
I get the point you're making, but that's a bit deeper than what Linkola went through. His basic argument was that human beings are destroying nature. We need to stop them by killing large parts of them. And the point is that he's not as well known as Ted Kaczynski was because he was Finnish. In fact, he was such a Finnish chauvinist that Linkola, if he got like English language fan mail, he'd throw it in the trash. He got letters from Ted Kaczynski and he threw them in the trash without reading them.
I don't know. I think anybody that would want to write to me about like something I made is gay. Why don't you just never talk to me instead? I don't.
Well, I mean, every idiot who sent Uncle Ted a letter to AEX Florence is probably on an FBI list.
Oh, good. Well, fuck the FBI, but like, good grief. I don't know. Why are you writing? Why are you writing? People, I swear to God, now to this day, are probably writing fucking shit to all kinds of prisoners that are famous. It just makes
Chris Chan is getting letters in prison.
Oh, I'm sure. Chris Chan is so busy with letters.
Someone mentioned in the chat that his trial got a continuance this week. So,
well, what does that mean?
It means
they're not doing it right now.
It means they're just going to pick it up like in a month or so.
Right. So that means Chris Chan has to sit in fucking jail for another month. That sounds right.
Yeah, and he got a continuance in September as well. In that case, it was because
just bring it to trial. Just seriously. I mean, it's in the Constitution.
In that case, the defense wanted to. They wanted more time to evaluate him psychologically.
What?
That's what they said.
It takes 5 minutes to evaluate Chris Chan psychologically.
Well, people have been like sending in letters and like they've been getting posts to the Kiwi farms and like he apparently now thinks he's Jesus.
Sure, yeah, why not? That sounds completely average for the arc of Chris Chan. That doesn't surprise me. Why would they need more time to go? This guy's fucking crazy.
I don't know. They want to dope him up or something?
He's the most well-researched and cataloged person that exists in the modern world, at least. Or if not ever. There's a whole fucking 40-part documentary on... Oh, I hesitate to call it a documentary, but series on him. Why don't they just watch that? Probably because it's so fucking long and horrifying that they're like, okay, we need a continuance. Why? I can't be around this shit anymore.
Dude, I only made it up to like part 9 of that before I quit.
I think we were like...
And I've been following Chris Chan since like 2009.
He's a nightmare. What can they call it? Oh, we want to evaluate Chris Chan more. For what? Is it just because they're curious like everybody else?
They're trying to figure out where it went wrong, which is,
His dad died.
It's laudable, but that's like asking why some eggs just fall out of the nest and never become birds.
No. It went bad when his dad died. He was already
It went bad before then. That was just a catalyst.
Well, that's what I think turned it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm no professional. Like, I don't know what they need. Like, it seems like an easy case. This is a Rittenhouse level easy case where you go, yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah,
Do
and
something
also,
with
like,
him.
his mother apparently was released from the hospital, and she's living back on her own.
Oh, she'll be dead in a month.
And people are stalking her, which is like real bad. Don't do that. You
Yeah,
shouldn't
that's
send
fucking
letters.
horrible.
You shouldn't send letters to Chris Chan either.
No, I mean, it's insane.
If you get famous from trolling Chris Chan, it'll be for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, all that shit is fucking horrible. This is a bad world that we live in. You know,
Has the world ever been good, Bryden? That's a serious question.
No. I don't think that it has. And actually, if you think about it, I mean, it got better for a little while. But yeah, I mean, what was the thing it was the rationalists you would always tell me about, which were the crazies back in the day, and then like we had World War II or whatever, and people to stop paying attention to them.
What, like the rationalists?
I think that was the name. They were like anti-drinking, fucking like nutty women and shit like that, and I forget what it was.
Oh, the progressives?
Yeah, well, they were progressives, yeah.
Like the temperance societies and shit like that. But yeah, like, progressives like Upton Sinclair, they lost a lot of cachet as a result of World War I because people were tired of hearing that shit.
Right. And like the thing is, it's annoying that's what's going to happen with wokeism. Is like, we got to go to war with fucking China, dude. I'm sick of it. Biden, press the button. Let's do it. Worst case scenario, we get a big nuke and then we all die. And then that'd be fine too.
Speak for yourself. Mexico will be neutral.
No, they're going to hit you, buddy. You're a prime target of like oil and resources and stuff. That people will come in there and take care of you.
Mexico was neutral in both world wars.
Yeah, it's fine.
In part because in the first one they were fighting a civil war of their own.
I'm just telling you, dude. You keep saying Mexico is going to be able to escape any of this shit. If it pops off, you're fucked. Like every other person in the entire world. All right. What are you gonna get? What are you gonna give quarter to Chinese soldiers? You know, like you're fucked. You're fucked like everybody. You're real small. Well, you're kind of small in the grand scheme of things. That was a fat joke because you're fat.
Well, being small in the grand scheme of things leads to you getting ignored most of the time.
Yeah, and we both fucking failed at that too. I'm sorry. I don't understand how you can't be a pessimist and then have nihilistic tendencies, man. There's just there's too much to be upset about. There's too much to go, well, this is shit. Because when does it work out? Never.
Well, I did say years ago that once you've rejected the existence of God, nihilism is the only path that makes sense.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Everyone who's trying to bolt like optimistic ethics into a world without God is full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever read The Myth of Natural Rights by L.A. Rollins?
No.
Basically, it's a book that completely shreds libertarianism.
Okay.
More accurately, it shreds the concept of natural rights that a lot of libertarians base their ideas on. Because Rollins just says straight up, there's no such thing as a natural right if there's no God. If you don't believe in God, you can't believe in natural rights. So he goes after people like Ayn Rand, Murray Rothbard. Sure. He actually pissed off Murray Rothbard to the point where he just wrote this angry essay in some libertarian periodical about it. But nobody could refute the central point. Natural rights don't exist in a world that doesn't have a supernatural element.
In a Nietzschean fucking lens, yeah, I completely agree with that. Like,
actually, I have my copy just sitting here for some reason.
Because you just read it?
No, because I was. We're gonna be putting.
Because you were doing the same rant to somebody else.
No, I've had this book for like 12, 15, an absurd amount of time, and it's actually out of print now. I think there's a new version. But
I'm interested in it.
Yeah, it's from you can get it from Nine Banded Books. I think like they've got a new version of it out.
Well, but I mean, like the thing is, like I have told you 1,000 times, I do think that people should believe in God. I don't think we can have Western civilization without people believing in God. I just don't.
Yeah, Rollins didn't go quite that far. He was. So yeah, this book also contains a couple of essays on Holocaust revisionism, and it also has a selection from Lucifer's Lexicon.
Oh, I wonder why you can't find it anymore. Yeah, no, I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and say that people shouldn't believe in God. I think we have to, or people have to believe in God. But not everybody has to. If everybody believed what I believe, we wouldn't have a civilization. But it doesn't mean that I don't believe this.
We would have a hell of a party, though.
Oh, no, we'd all just sit at home and go, fuck this is gay, and smoke cigarettes. Like, and then put on a happy face when you go to the grocery store. Like, I'm not saying that the things that I believe are healthy or good, or I would want people to believe them, because otherwise we wouldn't have a civilization.
Fair enough. We're trying to use square the circle because people who believe in God believe that there is a God. You seem to be approaching it from a utilitarian point of view. It's like, oh, there may not be a God, but you should believe in God. Like that's not sufficient.
No, I mean I can't make a God, but I can make belief in God, and I think people should make belief in God. I think that a lot of the smarter people that are religious understand that it is faith, and they understand, like, have a lot of doubts about things, but they follow in the way of whatever dumb church or whatever, and they should. I mean, we need more Christian shit to make society work. I think people are happier, because the average guy liked Maya Mencia. All right. Like the average guy thinks Budweiser is a perfectly acceptable beer. Like they're brand loyal, and they're not critical thinkers. So it's good. It's good. It's Corona. You bought Corona in Mexico, which is a tourist move, I think. But like you're not going to have a civilization that is like what built Western civilization without God in it, so it's good that they believe it. I mean, as long as they're not hanging me for hell, I'd stop blaspheming. I'd shut the fuck up about all of it. Hell, I'd even go to church if it could fix whatever the fuck is going on over here now. You wouldn't hear a complaint from me. I'd be like, yeah, Sunday, I got to go over there for an hour or whatever, listen to some dickhead talk about some shit that I don't believe in. But I would do it because it'd be better than this. Because now it's a constant flow of the new state religion, which is like tranny butt sex or whatever. And it fucking blows. I hate it. I'd go with the church shit 1,000 times over. The world doesn't have to bend to my will. I'm willing to make compromises, Matt. I'm fine. It's fine. But without religion, we're fucked.
Okay, fair enough. And I have to ask a question. Why don't you just do all that stuff right now?
I think it's
nobody's stopping you. You could go to church right now. Well, maybe not right this second.
No, it's 8 on a Thursday, but I'm sure some churches have it. But it's pointless. I mean, what would I get from that?
Fellowship.
I don't want to be friends with a bunch of guys like that. They're not. They're just not my crowd. I don't know. I'm sure they're great people, and if I meet them somewhere else where we do have. Because it's like if I go into their church and then we become friends and they're like, oh, you believe in God? And I'm like, no, then that's a fake friendship. Like I've set that, like, it's like catfishing kind of, I'm not going to invade their shit.
Well, depending on the church, they just pull you aside in a circle and save you. So it literally takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, I get it. You're religious and stuff, but you can't make me believe it. I've tried to believe it, and it turns out I can't. It's fine. I think that I'm right, but I'm not so certain that I'm right that I have faith
Common Filth had like an interesting perspective on this when he was still doing stuff. He said that if you're the whole question of faith, you start out with obedience, and then faith comes after that.
Yeah, sure.
So like you start off adhering to the commandments or whatever, and then your life kind of sorts itself out, and then you start believing.
I think the 10 Commandments are fucking great. I obey those 10 Commandments.
Really?
Yeah. I don't fucking lie. I don't steal. I don't
cut my name. That's not true.
I don't steal.
No, the lie part.
Oh, I don't lie.
Well, there's also the part about not making graven images, depending on which church you go to.
I don't make any graven images. I worship no man.
You worship the bottle.
Nah, see, like this is such a hacky thing that people go to all the time. They're like, "Well, you're an alcoholic." It's like, okay, and so are you, but I made it a persona. Like I'm sorry that I'm so good at entertainment that I have a persona. I have bits about it for years that I've done. I don't drink every night. I don't. I drink when I'm streaming. It's the way that it is. Otherwise, I'll have 2 glasses of whiskey. Like last night, I had 2 glasses of whiskey, and that was great. I've had a rough week. Before that, had some wine, hung out with Erica. I'm not getting the shakes. I'm not what I say like on stage or play up on the whole deal. So it's a hacky fucking, I would say, CNN leftist Don Lemon attack that you're doing upon me right now.
Sounds like
you're black.
You're trying to troll shield.
What does that mean?
You're trying to protect yourself from being trolled. See, I'm not an alcoholic. You can't make if you call me an alcoholic.
I am
like
an alcoholic.
CNN.
Oh, I am an alcoholic, but it's irrelevant. It's a personal attack. It's one, barely true, and secondly, a personal attack against my argument. I'm sorry, dude. I'm gonna have to fucking. I gotta go. Sargon of Akkad on you here.
Oh, you're gonna Stefan Molyneux me.
I'm gonna Molyneux you.
Yeah, that's not an argument.
Not an argument. That was British. Where is he from?
He's from Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, yeah. But point is, it's always the go-to. It's always such a dumb go-to for stupid people. And I think you're smarter than that. You see the tactic I'm using right now, building you up and saying that you're smarter than that? I don't really mean that. I think you're a bald freakazoid. The Chad homonym.
Well, I just like pointing it out because it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Everybody knows that. That's my persona.
And it has all kinds of ramifications.
You having trouble saying apropos?
No, I said ramifications.
Yeah, ramifications. Yeah, well, you my dick up your ass.
See, you're already slurring.
Well, it's a hard thing to say my dick up your ass, okay? It's not a real word, Matt. I'm just saying. Listen, I've had this conversation tons of times with tons of people on my stream. Hey, I'll be like Matt and plug it right now. dlive.tv/Bryden. I've had tons of these conversations that if you, it makes sense. You're like, oh, Bryden's an alcoholic. You slur your speech sometimes. Of course I do because of the drinking, but it doesn't negate my actual point, which is I believe society should be Christian, religious, but Christian. And I don't have to believe in God to believe that. That's my whole point. This should not be controversial.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just trying to reconcile the whole thing of saying that and then not doing it.
Okay, I think that society needs manual laborers, and I'm never doing that shit.
Oh, you think you're above digging a ditch?
No, I'm just fucking bad at it because I'm fucking 150 pounds. 20 of that's in my fat gut.
Well, I mean that is true. I mean, you do have those stick figure arms.
Stick figure, I look like a snowman.
A snowman made out of artery plaque.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, I'm sorry if you can't wrap your head around the fact that I could go, this would be positive for society, but I don't buy into it entirely.
Well,
like,
there's
why
that
do you
whole
have to
thing
buy
about
into
leading
it?
by example.
Okay, I'm not leading anyone anywhere. I think when I die, it just goes black, okay? I don't care what happens to any of you people or me. The best thing that could happen to me is tomorrow morning, some asshole kills me on the 4. All right? Like, you know who'd be upset? Everybody that knows me. You know who wouldn't? Me. I'd be dead. All right? Like, what's hard to grasp about this outside of the fact that you value life and you have self-esteem that you need to have actualized and shit? It's insane what you do. It's insane to have to explain this time and time again to people. It's insane. Okay? Like, I don't get it. And it's literally like explaining to people that I don't eat meat. They're like, but why? It's like, why do you care so fucking much?
Well, when you're outside of the norm, the mainstream, people generally tend to be curious about that.
Oh, you mean that people keep bugging the shit out of you when you want to be left alone and you're quirky or whatever? Yeah, I know. Ted. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. I don't think that what I'm saying is that hard to comprehend. Outside of the fact that I ignore self-esteem and I ignore the need to be alive. In fact, I embrace death and think that it should come quickly for me. I would love that. It will be scary and it will hurt, but it's going to happen to you too. I'm just trying to be okay with it and really look at it in the grand scheme of it all happening as that's a net positive. I'm no longer here to worry about things. You know, I got to go to work tomorrow, Matt. I got to go to work tomorrow. If I was dead, I wouldn't. As soon as we're done with this podcast and whenever, I got to go in there. I got to say hi to Erica. I got to talk to her again. And like, that's lovely stuff, right? But if I was dead, I fucking wouldn't. I wouldn't have to do anything. The idea of not being is the most appealing thing in the entire world. Because then you just, like, I'm spiritually a fat person. Like, that's what it is. I'm spiritually fat.
It's like that hyperbole and a half cartoon about depression. It's like, I don't want to kill myself. I just want to stop existing.
Yeah, well, and this makes sense. Because, look, and like Benatar talked about, you know, there's a difference between a life that is already here. So a life that's already here has it has an interest in staying alive, but a life that doesn't exist yet, thus antinatalism, doesn't have that. So there's no reason to bring new people into the world because they aren't, they don't have the negativity of being alive. I think that people that are alive obviously have an interest in staying alive, but as I'm trying to do, if you can move past that and realize that you're going to die no matter what, why not embrace it and wait for it long? To feel, to paraphrase Sunset Limited, to feel the Reaper's bony embrace would be, you can't wait for it. I mean, it'll be beautiful. I'm sure it'll be scary. I'm sure it'll hurt. But that's everybody. So why not long for it? Why not long for it? To know ultimately I'm going to die and just want it. To look at it as a goal. I get to die. It's not that I have to die. I get to die. Because like how crazy is it? You're going to get to die. You're going to have to, face, like it's looking in the mirror.
Awesome. It's so awesome that your life will end.
Yeah, it is.
That wasn't sarcasm, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. You get to be here, and then your brain floods with DMT, and then whatever happens to you happens to you. But it's the same thing that happened to Caesar. It's the same thing that happened to Stalin. It's the same thing that happened to Hitler. It's the same thing that happened to JFK. It's just circumstance, and I'm extremely interested in it. It's gonna be scary and it's gonna hurt, but I want to die. I want to see what it is. I've already done all the shit I wanted to do, so everything else is just fluff now at this point, dude. It's gonna rule. It's gonna be really scary. It's gonna be like a roller coaster or a haunted house or something. It's gonna fucking rule to die. And that beats being alive, because that has an end. Being alive seems like it has an end, but I want to know that there's an end. I think we bleed out. I think we just die. I think that we just die. But maybe I'm wrong. I want to find out. I'm curious.
Like the episode of House where he shoves a fork into an electric socket and dies for 97 seconds.
That would rule. I would do that.
You can do it right now.
No, dude, I'll just die. I don't. It's not a television show. I don't repeat the things that I see on TV.
I did that when I was a kid. I survived.
Yeah, but you didn't die. You just got your hand shocked and realized you were dumb.
Nah, according to my mom, it sent me across the room.
Yeah. Oh,
I was like 3 when I did it.
Yeah, electricity's crazy. What is it about electrical sockets that makes kids want to put forks in them?
No, they look like you're supposed to put things in them, which is technically true.
That's so true. God damn it, it is. Like, because your little kid brain is like, well, this goes in here.
Well, here's something else that kids like to put things in. They like to put magnets into computer disk drives.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not good.
No. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Your little brain is like, that's a hole. I have a thing that fits there. We have toys that they're like, here's a triangle. Does it go in? So, like, we're teaching them, like, yeah, do it. So, yeah, that's why the genius that came up with the safety plug thing, like, he goes, here's a piece of plastic, plug it in there so he can't kill himself. Genius. Whoever owns the fucking, like, intellectual property to that, is now gone up.
Yeah, the safety outlets. My parents put those up after the fork incident.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, on account of the fork incident, they might have been like, we want our kid to live. We should do that. But I'm sorry, do you understand where I'm coming from, at least? I mean, we can have a whole episode where we talk about this. I'm getting way too drunk to probably talk about like how action itself is immoral, and this is all stuff I ultimately will put out in the Terror House book.
Action is immoral. Do nothing.
If you want to be a morally sound person, yes, you should do nothing but smoke cigarettes and die. I'm not kidding.
You're 2 steps away from being a Buddhist.
Yeah, I've been looking a lot into Buddhism. I actually called a lot of the Buddhist temples are just, what is happening?
Anonymous user says in the chat, 1 millisecond after Bryden dies, a demon will be ass raping him.
Yeah, I guess if you believe in demons. I don't believe in demons, but in the spirit.
We found out the real reason why Bryden is so psyched about death.
Yeah, because I want to get fucked. Give me that spiny demon dick. No, I don't know. What's especially turned me off to religion recently, and I think it's like interesting, is the new development of how many people on the internet have now become extremely religious.
Well,
it's a trend. It's a fucking trend. I think it's a good trend, but it's a fucking trend, and I can't force myself to.
Well,
believe this.
I mean, letting people ruin something that's objectively good just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Yes, a lot of idiots are hopping onto religion because it's trendy. That doesn't invalidate religion. I'm sure there are things you like that are liked by a lot of retards.
Yeah,
are you gonna stop liking those things? Because
Community is the best example of that. The Dan Harmon show, Community. Love that. Hated the fan base. They were always dorks. But the show is great. But like you're still trying.
You should be attracted to religion because it speaks to you because it's truth, not because of the people. And that's not,
Yeah,
that's
not.
And that wasn't a reference to you. That was the royal you. That was to the Trendsters.
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't think religion is real at all. I think it's crazy, but it's a great thing for society. Like we haven't. So God is dead, but we haven't replaced it with anything. But we have. We're trying to replace it with. Freud even was worried about this. Replacing it with like psychotherapy and all of this. So we have this fetishization of mental illness and like psychotherapy crap. I think Nietzsche was right. I think Freud was right. Freud probably would have been down with how sick society is now, but we need to. I hate this. I hate because it's a meme now. We need to return to tradition, which is what built this country was liberty and God. We need people to believe in God. So like
what built this country was dueling.
Was what?
Dueling.
Well, yeah, I think we should be allowed to do that too. I don't know. I mean, we're just kind of SOL, dude. Also, by the way,
slavery.
That's kind of also true. But and I'm going to throw this one in. Occultism was a big part of the whole thing. Occultism
Freemasonry.
No, that shit scares me. If you look at how far back it goes back, a lot of that shit scares me because it's like, okay, why have people been practicing fucking devilism bullshit since the fucking dawn of fucking time?
It should scare you. In order to advance up the ranks, you have to kiss another man's asshole.
Yeah, but that's just a jackass bit. I've seen guys do that on podcasts.
Oh yeah, you'll pucker up a man's anus and you don't even get satanic power out of it. You're not giving away a lot. You're not getting a lot there for your humiliation.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is like when I hear about the satanic fucking bullshit, I care about the actions of the thing. It's like I actually think that there might be some occultist fucking elite or whatever that are trying to make the return of Jesus Christ or whatever. Like I think that they believe in the Bible, but just the bad side of it. And that shit is weird. That just means I think I talked about it in the last episode. That shit is weird. It just means that everybody's weird.
They're trying to manifest Satan in the real world using AI.
Right. It's just fucking weird. Why can't everybody be fucking normal just for a day and go, hey, killing people's bad. And you know what? We're fucked on this. You know what we ought to do? Explore space. Seems like a cool thing. Let's go to, space.
Space isn't real.
Well, that's what I hear.
The Earth is flat.
Carl Jung was the Rittenhouse of the 1950s. Show your work. I'm not sure what that means, Colin.
Wait, he killed a couple of pedophiles? It's pretty base.
I hadn't heard that about Carl Jung. But there's a game I'm gonna stream pretty soon called Jung's Labyrinth. So like it goes through all the different Carl Jung's personality points, but it's like types, but it's like a horror game.
Sounds cool. Did you ever stream Heal Hitler?
No, I haven't done it yet. I've got it, but I haven't done it. It's only like 20 minutes long, so I think on Saturday.
I'm pretty sure we talked about that on a podcast, but Heal Hitler is this game about using psychotherapy to make sure Hitler doesn't become who he is.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to do it on Saturday because it's only like 15, 20 minutes long, so I'll do it during one of those streams. But yeah, that shit.
Yeah, I haven't played it either.
I don't know. I bought it on the stream. I know that. It's only like $3. So
yeah, I got it on sale for I've got my third world discount, so for me it costs like $1.20.
That's got a fucking rule. I gotta say, that's got a fucking rule. Have you downloaded the Halo Infinite multiplayer beta yet?
Halo Infinite? That's on Steam.
That's on Steam, buddy.
I'm pretty sure my computer can't run it.
Yeah, you got to get the new computer. Whenever I'm going to announce this, Matt has not even signed off on this, but I am saying this is going to be a thing we're going to do. Once a month, we will have a Terror House fucking game stream. Not orgy. A Terror House game stream. We will do it. We will do it at least once or twice. Because I'm sorry, playing the forest with you was one of the best things ever. And it was ripe with comedy because you're bad at playing that game.
No, I'm awesome.
No, you killed us. They came and killed us because of you.
No, that did not happen. I do remember dying repeatedly because I had to take a shit, and there was the part where I accidentally blew up the fireplace. That was funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Put the leg in the fireplace, and you hit it. You killed us.
No, you survived. You found some granola bars in the luggage or surrounding it while I built a new fire.
It was a nightmare. You know, they've got a new forest game that I want to play. It's like Sons of the Forest or something like that. Looks good. Looks good. That's a great game. The Forest is a great game. Those survival games are fun, but only if you're playing them with somebody, because like on your own, it just fucking stinks. Probably much like trying to survive in the woods.
Well, there's the one game I can play that I don't think you've bought yet. It was Meet Something or other. Golden Light. Golden Light.
Golden Light. Yeah. Isn't that the
It's a procedurally generated first person shooter where everything is made out of meat.
Yeah. Because like you walk around and then like a file cabinet will attack you or whatever. Yeah,
and it's made out of meat.
Yeah. I played the beta of that like 2 years ago. Yeah, it's a good game. It's pretty fun. It's pretty scary too because yeah.
Good, get that one. We'll play that one.
All right. I didn't know they had co-op for that.
That's the main reason I bought it.
Huh. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. We can do that. I'm still mad about the title of the episode.
Well, I can change it.
Well, no. I think that you should just say, look, here's Terror House Radio episode 75.
You have to have something to reel people in.
No, what? Shit we're not going to talk about? Like, you go, it's episode 75, and then you change it later. And you go, that's the funny thing. And you change it to that. You've been doing this for years. How are you so bad at this? You're a nightmare of a person to deal with, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, it's like you ought to just fucking retire and live in a library and be killed. And you should Hunter S. Thompson at some point, but like you should live in a library and not be allowed in front of people. Like, I don't know, man. You have anything else you wanted to bring up on our wonderful podcast? Our great podcast. Our podcast is so good that we've been doing forever. I love this podcast. It's so good. Hunter S. Forney. That's right.
The podcast was good. And yes, it is awesome.
The podcast is shit. It's a fucking piece of shit. It's my favorite thing to do. Don't get me wrong. But it's a piece of shit podcast. It's fucking dumb. This place sucks.
We had a few laughs. We educated people about nihilism.
Well, I mean, they're just not gonna like any of that shit. They all tuned out when I was like, all right, so human life doesn't actually. I didn't even go on about like how free will is fucking fake. All right, that like their need to pull away from it being exposed to what nihilism actually is and pessimism, that how that was just biologically the shit that they've been predisposed to. You know, every action you make is not your own. You're simply a robot. All right.
You're a puppet of fate.
Not a puppet of fate. You're a puppet of biology. Like, this is what you're like. It's called determinism. It's a Catholic idea, but then you add biological determinism to it, and then it's racist. But like, it's fucking true. Not a thing I'm saying to you right now is a thing I wouldn't say. It's the way that it is.
Well, you weren't saying these things 2 years ago.
Right.
But do you think that your biology guided you down this path?
Yeah.
Or was it life circumstances?
The circumstances around me clicked with my brain chemistry, and it made me on this path. Everything, every millisecond, like a slideshow, like so fast that we don't even know. Light hits our eyes, it goes into our brain. We are different people by just the quickest amount of time that new information comes in makes us react in such a way. It's like electricity. In fact, it is electricity. We are just electricity firing in our brains. I
Okay,
don't
Agent Smith.
know. Well, kind of. Yeah, I guess. We are just that. You think you have a choice, but you don't. We're just living. That's what makes the most sense. What do you think? There's a God that gives you the capacity of all love, but yet free will? That's weird.
Yes, there is, and I hear his voice in my head. Some people try to secularize that concept by calling it an inner monologue, and more honest people call it schizophrenia.
I mean, that's fair. Listen, whatever makes people's self-esteem okay, whatever makes them fall into their social heroism, because that's what people need. Whatever makes people sleep well at night, I'm on board with. I like the utilitarian approach to things, which is what is maximum happiness. I think that that's good. A whole society of people that are happy doing weird shit is fine with me. It's fine with me. If they like it, that's a fulfilling life. But what we have here in the United States, at least, is nobody is happy. But I'm starting to believe that they're just happy fighting with each other and being constantly anxious. And I blame technology for that. So we could do a whole episode on me nitpicking little shit that I like from each fucking book and philosopher if you'd like to. But that was the point of green grass back when that existed. I'm building my own fucking outlook on stuff, and I don't think it's particularly different. This is the issue I'm having with writing philosophical essays, is that I don't think it's particularly different. But every philosophy book is also just block text for 4 pages of some guy who died 700 years ago. So philosophers are gay.
You're admitting you can't read then?
No, I read it, but like I can't write it.
Oh my god, there's a paragraph that's longer than half the page. I can't take it.
Did you not hear what I just said? Did you? No. Let me repeat this to you, and you can realize how stupid you are. What I don't like about philosophical writing is that it's block quotes of several pages of some bullshit that someone else wrote. So I don't particularly I don't want to put that in my shit because it seems fucking lazy and nonsense to just go, oh yeah, as a reference, here's fucking 4 pages of Mainlander. That's retarded. Even Ligotti did that shit. That's not your book. That's a collection of books you like. You're basically the VH1 of philosophy. Everyone does that. It's dumb. I want to write my shit, but you can't do it without fucking footnotes. And I think that's dumb. So if you can't come up with your own thing that people can actually, I think if you can't explain something in 2 sentences, you don't understand it, right? It's something simple, like how do cameras work? Something like that. If you can't explain it in 2 sentences, if you can't explain it to, what did Einstein say? Something like, if you can't explain it to a 4th grader, you got, whatever. That's what I mean. Is like, there should be a philosophy book to explain pessimism and nihilism or at least my version of it, that does not have block quotes for 4 fucking pages of goddamn Schopenhauer, but that's every fucking philosophy book.
It should be in single sentence paragraphs, using words that are no more than one syllable.
Okay, that's just Paul Town's book. That's just This Is the Secret. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I do.
That's where I'm struggling with this shit, because it's like, like, oh yeah, let me fucking block quote Kierkegaard, or let's call him Queertegard from now on. But I like Kierkegaard. I hate him, but Queertegard.
Well, you do know, Bryden, that philosophers A, like hearing themselves talk, and B, like jerking each other off.
I like fucking hearing myself talk. That's part of the thing that I believe, is that like all people are like that. All people are self-absorbed little baby bastards. That's the truth. But like, you still don't want to end up with just mountains of fucking block quotes for some shit that's like half relevant. I swear to God, they make the books so thick. And it's like, if you got rid of all that stuff, you'd go, so you were at 37 pages on some crap you like, you dickhead? And these are like renowned people. They wrote volumes.
Like the joke, I appeared on a Lit podcast earlier this week, and I made a joke about people who talk about how long it took them to write something. It took me 10 years to write this. And Jordan Castro had a good line about this. Yeah, he says if it take you 10 years to write a book, all that means is that you're an alcoholic.
Well, dude, fuck that. I mean, like, I can straight up write some shit today. Like, it's easy to do. You're a different person 10 years. Like, oh yeah, it took me 10 years to. You're a different guy. So your fucking shit is shit. Your values are shit.
And also, realistically, like, you spent maybe 6 months of that 10 years working on the book.
Right. Yeah. Like, how many of those years did you spend writing this shit? Like, that's fucking bullshit. Writing is annoying. I don't like to do it. I write jokes a lot. I like short form stuff. I like entertaining. I like talking. And then I'll write down a good point that I had. But, like, realistically speaking, it should not take you more than 6 months to write a motherfucking book. Like, you finally, you've got it. It's in your hands, and then you just write it. It should not take you 10 years. That's ridiculous. One of my favorite, probably my favorite author, Mark C. Danielewski, says that House of Leaves took him like 10 years. That I kind of understand, because it's such an insane fucking postmodern odd layout to everything. But I guarantee 7 years out of that, he's just trying to be weird, and he's a drunk. But
and he's gay.
I don't know if he's gay. He's pretty gay, but he was really nice. When I met, I used to work at Jones on 3rd for like 7 or 8 months, which is where a lot of my celebrity stories come from. Shit, I don't even think it was that long. I think it was probably like 4, 3, something like that. But I went up to, because he's got a classic hat that he always wears. And I was like, you're Mark C. Danielewski. Yeah, I was waiting tables there. Well, I was technically a busser. But, waiting tables, basically. Whatever. I got, you're Mark C. Danielewski. And he was so happy that somebody had ever recognized him ever.
That is funny.
It
was a good book when I read it.
House of Leaves rules. House of Leaves rules.
It's at least a 7 out of 10.
Dude, it's a great book. I know we started this podcast and like people think I don't read books.
That's because you say you don't read.
Yeah, I am lying. I do read books. You're right. You did call me a liar earlier, so it's true. I do lie. But I fall back on entertainer. Sorry, it's part of my persona. I'm an alcoholic. I don't read books. I do read books. I read books. I haven't read any books since before the summer. I'm on a break because I was doing 3 philosophy. Well, listening to books. I don't want to act like I'm feeling through them. I was listening to 3 philosophy books a month. And then, I gotta get, I gotta do Hume. That's been my one. But I think in December I'm gonna start going through Hume. I don't know. I told you I'd get more drunk by the end of the show.
Well, technically, I am getting more drunk.
Yeah, but I'm fucking hammered, dude.
Well, yeah. This is the first time I've had beer on my own in.
I am drunk. I had beer on. You're fat. You're just fat. I love you, Matt. I mean, you're a great guy, but like when you stall on the radio, we're trying to figure this podcast out. I'm telling you, in 2 years, this is going to be a great podcast that all kinds of people are going to listen to. But you got to get better at radio. All right? Because otherwise, every time you stall, I'm going to go, fat. It's a new rule. Once you get your new computer and I get my shit going to where I can just do drops, until you know how to push drops faster than me, it's just going to be fat. That's all I'm going to say all the time. I'm going to go, fat. Fat. I had a salad today. I've had salads today the whole week for lunch, by the way. I'm trying, dude. I know. I'm trying not to be so
You're actually becoming a vegetarian.
Well, Erica did make spaghetti. Fresh spaghetti. Dude, fresh pasta is so good. I can't do the box stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like the stuff that's in the cooler.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend who wouldn't even cook, though. She just eat them out of the bag.
That's weird.
It was very weird.
No, but Erica made the she made it in the pasta maker.
The pasta maker?
Yeah, dude, like the machine with the crank and you put it in and all that.
I have never seen one of those.
That's literally how they make pasta.
Those things. Yeah. I've seen those in restaurants. I've never seen one for in a home.
Yeah. Every single one of them, they're in every home in Italy. You should be killed. You're like, oh, yeah, I've been to Europe. You should be killed. What are you, pasta makers? You didn't know that exists with the crank and all the, Jesus fuck Christ, dude.
I said I've seen them in restaurants. I've never seen them at anyone's home.
Yeah, it's because you're too poor to have one, okay? They're also not that expensive. I think it was $100 or something. But yeah, it makes fresh pasta. You put the eggs in the dough and whatever, you just make pasta. Fucking rules, dude. I can't go back to boxed. I'm not doing boxed pasta anymore. I can't do it.
It's too pro for your elite tastes.
No, it just doesn't fucking taste good, man. Yes, exactly that. No, it just doesn't taste good. Normal fucking boxed pasta that I loved my entire life has been ruined for me by fresh pasta. And I tell Erica all the time, I'm like, make fresh pasta, make pasta. And she's like, it takes too long. So I only get it once in a while. But this week she made it delicious, dude. And then the next day, I just ate the rest of it. Oh God, dude, fresh pasta is so good. And what's odd is you can taste the flour on it, but it's a good thing. I love it. Holy shit, fresh pasta.
Now here's the real question.
I gotta move to Italy. Bam, Nicaragua.
Are you eating homemade sauce with it?
No, dude.
You gotta get the homemade sauce, dude. Homemade sauce is incredible.
Technically, well, they call it gravy because they're crazy people. And they don't know what gravy is. But no, technically, this I told her I was I just want butter, herbs, and garlic. And so I guess it was technically a homemade sauce. Shit ruled.
Close enough, but homemade tomato sauce, you can throw that stuff in there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but you're still doing it with boxed pasta, which is bullshit.
Well, it sounds like you've got the pasta maker, so you can do both now.
Well, I'm not doing any of it. Erica's got to do it.
Yeah,
I saw her doing it. It's you got to take the whole thing in and roll it out and all of that, and, and then fold it and put it in there. It takes 1,000,000 years to do it. She makes these ones that are real small, Yeah.
Dainty
Yeah, dude. Shit rules. I'm telling you, you gotta have fucking fresh made pasta. I'm sure you can get it at a restaurant. Probably not in Mexico. But
Italian's pretty good here.
is it though? I mean, I'd be able to I would be able to take a bite.
They've got something here called lasagna al pastor, which is fantastic.
Okay. I mean, I'm
What
interested in
you know what
I'm interested in a Tex-Mex. Sure.
What you've never had? You know what a taco al pastor is, right?
Right. It's just a steak taco.
It's steak taco with like the Lebanese herbs and shit because it was like it's based off of like shawarma recipes that like Lebanese immigrants brought to Mexico.
I really can't wait for when I fucking fly over to Guadalajara and fucking we do a live terror house of
There
me.
are in fact
hanging out.
direct flights from Orlando to.
Oh, I'm sure there are. But I mean, I have to like punch a stewardess to get on. Like, I mean, it's a whole nightmare.
Well, you should probably get the passport first.
Nah, it'll be fine. I'll tell them what I want and they'll do it. This is I will say, this is the coolest podcast. This is why look, I'm gonna play my drops that I have over here that you can't hear. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'll get it. If Matt doesn't buy his goddamn computer, I think by next week I will just set it up to where I can just play drops, and you won't hear. It'll be the biggest podcast we've ever done because you won't hear a damn thing Matt says because every time he talks, I'll just play a drop on top of it. It'll be like my much more successful live streams.
That's kind of pushing it.
Oh, is it?
How many viewers do you get in a live stream? 20, 21?
20 something, yeah.
So you're about 50% higher?
No, we've got 8 guys sitting in here. Oh, 9 now. Fucking really, really letting it out. They're the World War I guys in the trenches. They've got Terror House foot. They're here. These are the guys that think that we have a respectable publication going on and are like, man, it's great that they published my book. I hope it sells well.
We do have a respectable publication.
No, that's true. No, we have it.
People love us for some reason.
Not this podcast, though. They don't.
Well, like I said, we got a lot of views on we get a lot of listens on the podcast version.
That's true too, but I'm
the live viewers is a bit iffy because we've kind of bounced around the time slots, but
that's true.
Plus, I'm sure everyone is watching Rittenhouse shit right now. I mean, is Rakita still streaming? I'm sure everyone's watching Rakita.
Probably, as they should. It does sound a little more important than me calling you fat and being all drunk and shit. But I'm just saying. Yeah, dude, you know what's really funny?
What?
I did not have diarrhea today. And I drank a bunch yesterday. And I woke up this morning and I took a solid shit. And I was like, this is going to be a good day.
That was a false omen.
No, I mean, my whole day was bad. But I didn't have diarrhea the whole day. I've been eating salads. I've eaten, this is the 4th salad I've eaten this week. I'm really trying to not be a fat piece of shit anymore.
This is not sarcasm. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you've chosen vegetarianism.
I'm gonna say the N-word. I've been vegetarian for a long time, but it's like, it's
a joke I've made for years. And you know this is true, Bryden. A lot of vegetarians are really pastatarians.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah.
They don't eat vegetables. They eat like fucking breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of them are fat pieces of shit. Well,
I don't do it because I think it's a healthy lifestyle. That's a common misconception. And it's also a big dig that people do where they're like, oh, you're an out of shape vegetarian. Like when they say, hey, you're a fucking alcoholic. This is easy. This is not a roast, idiot. You got to find, like, there are things about me that are way worse and better to dig at. Uh, my inconsistencies on, government, for example, is, I think, the biggest one. Because sometimes I'm like, fuck it, we should let the government kill these people. And then every other time when I'm not hammered, I go, hey, government overreach is bad. Use that. That makes more sense. Point out my inconsistencies. The dude says vegetarian is not based. You need to eat organ meats and meat. Well, that's fine. Hey, before. Yeah, no,
Liver ain't bad.
yeah, it's just not for me. Um, I don't get it. I just find it funny that eating meat is so vastly connected to, like, I'm a man, I eat meat. Like, it's like, okay.
Isn't that kind of? I mean, it should be obvious why that is. What is the demographic profile of vegetarianism?
Good question. Let's look that up. It's
No,
probably mostly women.
what do people think of when they think of vegetarians? They think of some guy who weighs like 110 pounds. Has the big glasses.
I don't weigh 110 pounds.
Has the big glasses, votes Democrat, and has a wife who carries her balls around her purse.
Hey, you know who else was a vegetarian?
I know who you're gonna say.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna say it. Let me see if I can find the thing. It does look like older liberals are more vegetarian. Let me see if I can find 25 to 34 more people are vegetarian, I guess. How do I find this? You look it up. You do it. You're the smart one. I'm gonna go pee. You go look it up. I'm in Terror House News. I'm gonna go pee. But yes. Thank you, Cowboy Roland. It was in fact Hitler. You can win a Steam key on my stream for answers like that. I'm glad that you got that. The opposite of less is more. But yes, it was in fact Hitler that I was referencing. All right,
Yeah.
do Terror House News and find that thing. Figure it out. You're smart. You can do it.
Sure. Yeah. Take your headphones off and go piss. He's got like kidney stones or something. I heard it groaning in the bathroom earlier. But yeah, news. Bit of a change up on our publication schedule coming on when is the day after Black Friday? Coming on December 3rd, we'll be publishing Full Moon Reaction by Justin Jeffrey, which is a great book about horror films, American history, and all kinds of weird literary stuff. We're going to be publishing excerpts starting next week, I believe. We've had a bit of chaos with the publishing schedule due to various factors, one of which is the fact that having a job sucks, particularly if it's in sales around Black Friday. But that will be out on the 3rd. Next week for Black Friday, starting on Wednesday, we're going to have a massive blowout sale on every Terror House book. Ebooks, audiobooks, paperback books, all will be on sale for up to 50% off. Possibly more than that. I need to work out the details with the publishers I'm coordinating with. All will be on sale at terrorhousepress.com. That will be starting on Wednesday, the 24th, and it will run through, I believe, the 1st of December. I'm not quite sure, but you can stay tuned to terrorhousepress.com. Sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on social media for the details. Brian's back.
I am back.
How's your kidney stone doing?
Oh, it's good. I passed it.
I heard you groaning in the bathroom before we went on.
Yeah,
So I was concerned for you. I was concerned for you. What's those things hurt?
Yeah, it was shaped like a hammer and sickle. So, yeah, I don't know. Did you look up the thing? Were you able to?
I was actually just doing the news.
Oh yeah, that shit that fucking. I want to say that nobody cares about, but like the thing is, way more people buy these books than listen to this fucking gay ass podcast. Like I'm starting to become resentful towards these book readers. You know, I don't like it. I don't like all these fucking dorks reading all these books, not listening to my podcast. What a bunch of fucking gays. Oh, and here, hold on. Let me do something to maybe dunk on some of these people while you look this up. Mather. Eris. It's Eris. TJ. Who are the other people that listen to this shit? I just want to give names. You know, these people aren't my friends. They're your friends. None of my friends are like, oh yeah, Jeb Hulk.
Well, I know Mather's gonna be upset because you mispronounced his name.
I'd kiss my ass. That fucking poet faggot. Oh, I wrote poems. You wrote gay shit. Shut up. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're gay. How's that? Fucking queer.
But yeah, here's the demographic chart on vegetarians. 11 and vegetarians and vegans.
Vegans are a different breed. I used to be a vegan. I should be a vegan again. Vegans are a different breed.
It's broken out. There's the column for vegetarians and the column for vegans.
Can you pull it up? Can you pull it up on here?
Hopefully, it won't crash the goddamn computer.
Okay, then don't do it.
But yeah,
vegans are a different breed, man. Vegans are a different breed.
But yeah, they're disproportionately concentrated in the 30 to 49 age demographic, so it's not a Zoomer thing. 11% of vegetarians are liberal, 3% moderate, 2% conservative. Largely tracks with veganism as well, though there's slightly more conservative vegans than moderate vegans.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
It's not like a huge difference. Like 2% conservative vegans, 1% moderate. So it's like, that's not huge.
Well, you remember that article that came out that was like, are farmers markets becoming fascist hub points or whatever? Like,
well, you know, that was just totally orchestrated by Altria, right?
Yeah.
Not Altria, Bayer.
Right. I mean, I'm saying there are right-wing people that believe in animal rights and believe in health through veganism and vegetarianism.
There was a very major figure who was right-wing and was also believed in those things very deeply.
Yeah, it was Hitler. We've been through this.
But yeah, interestingly, a lot of vegans aren't. This is a bit of a surprise for me on the annual income. They tend to be slanted towards less than $30,000 a year.
Really? Well, it's
That's
probably
a bit surprising. You figure that veganism and vegetarian would be kind of a rich person's thing,
right? Well, maybe the only thing they can buy is broccoli.
Generally, fresh vegetables are a bit more expensive than the stuff that poor people eat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's your. I don't know. I stand by not eating meat, and I think that people shouldn't eat cheese either. I do. I love cheese, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't eat it. You know.
I don't really care either way. The reason people get annoyed by vegetarians and vegans isn't their life choices. It's being preachy about it.
When am I preachy about it, motherfucker?
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking.
Let me give you the other perspective. My lived experience, as the people like to say. More people care about me not eating meat than I ever fucking say about people. How do you, my joke? This is a shitty joke, but how do you know the vegan at Thanksgiving because he's already heard this fucking joke before. Because the original joke is the vegan at Thanksgiving. Don't worry, he'll tell you. It's a meta joke. I love meta jokes. But how do you know the vegan at Thanksgiving? Because he's already heard this fucking joke before. Like I never bother people about that. Have I ever bothered? Erica eats meat.
I didn't say you were. You're an atypical vegetarian in that respect.
Nope. Most of us are like this. Most vegetarians are people you wouldn't even notice.
The silent vegetarian majority.
The silent majority. Well, we're not a majority at all. But, you never hear this because we hate people like PETA. Like, I believe in animal rights. I think that
I actually think PETA is awesome.
Why? I mean, they're hilarious. Don't get me wrong. They're very funny. And who doesn't want to see titties? But no, they're awful. I mean, they don't do anything to help the advancement of animals.
Well, I mean, they've got those fucking naked things, and there was that ad a few months ago about how like vegetarians can last in the bedroom longer, and it was just porn.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty funny. But does that help animals? No, they're right. Their whole idea is stupid. And I had a buddy that his girlfriend worked for PETA. I was working at a vegan restaurant in LA called Flore. Feel free to leave them negative reviews. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that anything except in jest. But yeah, they're piece of shit, and the fucking owner's a piece of shit and all that. But anyway, I was working there, and his girlfriend worked at fucking PETA down the street. And they go, she like asked for a raise because she had been there for a while or whatever. And they go, the animals have it way worse. They wouldn't give her a raise because dogs have a bad time about things. PETA's trash. PETA's a horrible organization that doesn't care about animal rights at all. Like, so I even hate calling it animal rights.
They exploit humans.
Yeah, exactly, which is bullshit. I even hate calling it animal rights. I think it should be animal welfare. I think it's wrong that we eat animals. But the problem is they taste really good and they're a big staple of what we do. And I like society more than I like animals. So, yeah, keep eating animals. We'll get to that shit later. Right now, we need to make sure people aren't eating bugs. I'm against eating bugs. I'm against any living thing being for food. And yet I still eat cheese. So, like, I am a hypocrite and I am wrong for doing this because I was vegan for so long, and cheese and dairy and all that is a product of rape.
Is that solely why you stopped being vegan? You just were lured in by the cheese?
Literally, yes. It's too good. But it's a product of rape, and it's horrible. What they do to dairy cows is terrible. Go and look it up.
It's product of rape?
Yes. They inseminate these dairy cows forcefully and unnaturally because otherwise they wouldn't produce milk, Matt.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's a weird thing you never think about. And so they do that, and then they separate them from their calf immediately. This causes great stress to the cow. And this goes on forever in a factory setting. It's not good. Like, it's not good. What we could live without eating animal products. We absolutely could. But we don't, and I understand that life would become uncomfortable for us. If we lived in a world in which that was our biggest problem, I'd be advocating for it. But we have bigger fucking problems. So it's not my biggest problem. And I think it's ridiculous that we make people, like, they're trying to make people eat bugs. I also think that's wrong. Not that they're sentient or anything, or have even a bit of the brain power that a cow does. They're about as smart as a 3-year-old. It's not my biggest problem.
Well, at least you're consistent on that. I once dated a vegetarian who ate chicken and fish. Her rationale being that chicken and fish are stupid, therefore it's okay to eat them.
That's chickens are the most abused animal on this planet. They have a huge amount in their beak nerve endings, and to stop them from pecking each other to death because they're in so much close proximity, they cut their beaks off. This is what your food is. You know, it's horrible. Your ex-girlfriend's a complete idiot. Uh, you know, but not everybody does the vegetarian thing because they're, conscious of animals. I just think that it's unfair when things are treated unfair. And I think that what we do to animals is unfair. And I am a hypocrite for eating dairy. And I used to not. But there's also still palm oil and things like that. And that kind of broke me. And cheese is really good. So
there's leather.
Well, yeah, leather is really nice. You know. But there was a time I wouldn't wear wool. Which is, if you're gonna wear a fucking suit, it's gotta be wool, idiot. But that's just the way that it is. I mean, you should be conscious of what you're doing, because, and this is part of hopefully my book eventually, everything that is good does come from suffering. And the example that I use is, do you think little old ladies in Nicaragua like rolling my cigars? Of course not. But it's something I would never give up. Those beautiful, wonderful, tasty cigars.
Big, round, phallic objects.
Yeah. Trying to make cigars into like some gay thing makes you gay. Cigars rule. All right? That makes you gay. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't smoke a cigar because it's like a dick. It's like, you're gay for thinking of a cigar.
I was at the cigar lounge not too long ago. I like cigars. I just had to make the cheap joke.
It's not even a cheap joke. It's just wrong. Cigars rule. But do you get where I'm coming from? Like, everything that is good does come from suffering. And that's just a weird thing about life. Like, every good thing comes from suffering.
Yep. Cheese comes from perpetually pregnant cows.
Right.
Cigars come from Nicaraguan women making 10 cents an hour. And comedy comes from child molestation.
Not child molestation every time, sometimes, but not every time. But yeah, it comes from pain. Everything that is good does come from pain. And it's an insane thing to not think otherwise. So, I don't know. Anybody who's listening, please remember, don't get so turned off by what I say about pessimism. Don't get so turned off by that. You just look into your soul and then realize there's never
have one.
No, there is a soul. I do believe in a soul. I'm way more mainlander in that sense. I do believe everybody does have a soul, not a spirit, like a soul in a sense. Well, instead of soul, I really mean self, which is more, like modern psychiatry shit. I do believe everybody, because the self replaced the soul. But I do think everybody has a sense of self. And the problem is that, like, our sense of self or soul, whatever you want to call it, is too chaotic at the moment. Like, we're really living in such a transition right now that it's really bad stuff. Like, it's really just not a good time to be alive. And there's no advice that I could dole out, because, like, I'm an idiot, and like, there's nothing here, man. Like, I mean, my only advice is like, hey, you got to kill yourself. You got to kill yourself. Like, go do stand up. Like, I don't know. If you're having a bad time, you're listening to the wrong podcast in your dumb car, in your dumb way to work. Why don't you just go do stand up comedy? or kill yourself. Either one is perfectly fine and just as morally anything as anything else. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's other things you could do aside from stand-up comedy. I mean,
Go write a book, I guess, and we'll publish it because we publish absolute fucking garbage sometimes.
boo.
Have you ever seen some of the fucking stories on this website? They're fucking terrible.
Have I ever seen some of them? I edit every single one of them.
There you go. So he'll make your story worse. He'll be like, no, I feel that it should be this way. So yeah, Matt can just trash and fucking destroy your stories if you'd like.
I don't do that.
No, he doesn't do that. We run a fine business over here. Or rather, Matt does. I don't do shit other than just, I'm the face of the company. I don't know how.
The mascot.
I'm the mascot of the company. I don't know how. But
And eventually I'm going to make you go around in cat ears.
How are you going to make me do anything? You're lucky that you have implied that I shouldn't say the N-word and get the whole YouTube channel banned. All right? Get the fuck out of here. Terror House fucking runs any of the fucking... I almost said the N-word again. Matt talks to me off the air. How often do I say the N-word?
More times than should be appropriate.
Oh my God, more times than any black person ever has. Hard R too. I lay it into him. I call him that. Yeah, bald fucking. I do it. No, I say it all the time.
Yeah, Brian's idea of office cooler talk is just saying the N-word at his big screen TV.
Yeah. Dude, my idea of liberty is being able to say the N-word with no consequences. Everything else is fine. They're like, oh, we're doing universal health care. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Beep. I don't give a fuck. I'm a libertarian, except put in instead of the L. And I would have done it on my stream, but I don't want to do it on here. Because, N-word Itarian is such a good name. This is good. It's good. It's good. I'm just saying, I think we've run through a lot of things tonight, and I don't know how anybody could possibly disagree with me.
We've given you food for thought.
Well, no, I think most people are too fucking stupid to actually look at their own mortality and thinking anything this is so important. I need to be alive because of God and my family and country. How about you just die? Have you ever considered what if you just die? Yeah, and the world would be better. What have you ever done? You're listening to Terror House Radio, dickhead. What have you done? You've gotten so low in life that you're I can't find a niche enough podcast to listen to outside of Bryden Proctor and Matt Forney. Yeah, you're really nailing it in life. Oh, keep writing books. Oh, I'll bet somebody will pay attention someday. You're right on your way to being Hemingway, you genius. You fucking dope. I'm sorry, dude. You got to someday try to be like Hemingway, really. Or Hunter S. Thompson, really. I'm not saying everybody should kill themselves. Just you specifically listening to this. Who's thinking this? It's done for you. You're done. Benjamin Welton. You
know what's eventually going to happen?
What? Benjamin Welton's going to kill himself?
No. After being so fastidious about avoiding using the N-word, we get banned from YouTube for encouraging self-harm.
Yeah, well, it's a bit. I mean, we can appeal for that.
It's all comedy. This is literally a comedy podcast.
Well, I think it is. It didn't start being that.
It's literally classified as comedy on YouTube.
Good, it should. I'm on it. Everything I do is funny. I've got the comedy touch. Everything I touch. And people were like, we've got a beep-boo-boo. This is the news. And then I come on to it and I go, what's up with being gay? It's everything I touch is comedy. If only these people knew what I was actually like, Matt. If they only knew what I like, send you messages on Discord, and I'm like, oh, this is weird, and also this happened at work today. I'm a normal person. You just on your phone now? That's what you think good Yeah, did the Rittenhouse shit come in or what?
I'm actually looking at Uber Eats so I can get something for dinner.
Yeah, well, no fucking shocker there.
No, I was just distracted because I opened up this restaurant that is.
I was just distracted because I just thought about food for like 1 second.
No, this restaurant sells little hot dog ends that are cut into like octopuses with eyes on them.
Well, I mean, I'd buy at least one to see if it's like real. Yeah, we'll buy one of those and just see if they really do that. I'll bet they don't. I'll bet it looks like shit. But yeah, buy those. I mean, who doesn't want a bunch of hot dog ends?
I can't. It's creeping me out looking at it.
Nah, you gotta buy them.
I don't even like hot dogs.
What do you mean you don't like hot dogs? Everybody likes hot dogs. This is why I'm glad you're not in my fucking country anymore, you little piece of shit. What are you eating at ball games, dickhead?
Ball games?
Let's go out to the ball game. If Matt is gay, we all know. I think that's the song. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes. Matt's gay at the old ball game. I think that's it. I think it's the way it went. Give me a fucking Matt's gay. If he didn't get fucked, it's a shame. Because it's 1, 2, 3 Matt is gay at the old Matt's gay. That is the official song. Yeah. Fucking get back on your phone. Try to buy hot dog squids. You have no retort.
Actually, yeah. We should probably go.
Yeah, no, we should. It's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. So you didn't. Are you going to do the outro music since you got lazy and you didn't do the intro music?
We don't have outro music anymore.
What happened to it?
We just stopped doing it after moving to this new format.
I hate that. Can I send you outro music? You can play it. It's royalty free.
If I play anything right now, the computer's probably going to melt down. So,
wow.
The Streamlabs OBS computer will be able to do whatever we want.
That's true. I'm so excited for that. Also, we never talked about my name, Streamlabs OBS, yet. So go look this up. Streamlabs really fucked it up because they're a bunch of thieves. They've been thieving. But all right, do the whole thing here. Oh, illegitimate fucking vagina. I'm fucking Matt Forney.
Well, first off, do you have anything you want to plug?
You know what, dude? Anybody who's watching this shit has already fucking known that I'm on D Live. Like, there's nothing to plug. There's nothing to plug. We do this every week. Like it's a stoplight.
It's repetition. Repetition gets results.
Everything is repetition. This is human nature of just people just love repetition. Look, I'm on D Live. If you don't already know what my D Live thing is, go and check, I don't know, any episode. Or do the smallest amount of research ever in the entire world. And be like, hey, who's that guy? Oh, Bryden. Oh, where can I find him? Oh, D Live. Oh, that sounds good. I wonder what his D Live thing would be. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
Well, you need to tell them about your OnlyFans, too.
I would love to make one. I just a spread asshole. Just a hairy spread asshole. I mean, like I said, I waxed my nose hairs. What if I waxed my asshole hairs? I'm breathing great out of my nose. If I could breathe out of my ass, dude, I think we do breathe out of our ass. I think letting your ass breathe probably matters. So I'm gonna wax my ass.
It's like decalcifying your pineal gland.
Yeah. Well, dude, there was this theory that Braddock on Twitter had after that Tim Pool freaked out and he was like, they're lying to you and like all this after he did ivermectin, that he was like, okay, I'm pretty sure if you like do antiparasitics that it frees up your mind. I want to fucking put antiparasitics.
It literally kills the brainworms.
I think it might. I think it's a hell of a theory. You know, I think I'm. Can you imagine, dude? I swear, if I took ivermectin, I'd be floating. Like in the next fucking podcast, I'd be floating like
the Buddha.
Maybe like the Buddha.
Yeah,
don't shit on Buddhism. Don't shit on Buddhism.
Crossed like this.
I was thinking like was
Legs
it Captain
crossed.
the guy from Watchmen, what's his face? But the blue guy, what's his name?
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan. No. But I do want to say this. This is one thing I do want to plug is don't shit on Buddhism. Like, I'm really starting to look into it more and more. I have been for like the past fucking 8 months. Don't shit on Buddhism. I think that it's interesting because it's the only pessimistic religion. Like I've also looked into Hinduism and things like that. Like Eastern religions seem to have like a different starting point than Western religions do. I think we need Western religions like, okay, the only one is Christianity. I don't want to say Judaism because it's not a Western religion, but
Bryden's not a fan of paganism.
I am not a fan of paganism. No, I think that's retarded. But I like Buddhism a lot, actually, like a lot, enough to where I'm starting to really look into it. Because I like a lot of the way that it is like, hey, everybody around you is gay. Just go ahead and worry about your own shit. I really like that. I really like that a lot. And it does make a lot of sense that, like, hey, if there is something greater than this, you're bad at it. So, worst case scenario, you have to do it again because you were bad at it. Eternal recurrence. A lot of Buddhism makes sense. And Hinduism is an interesting thing itself, like the sleeping Vishnu and shit like that. It makes way more sense to me than Jesus does. Like, oh, it's a one shot and it's done. Like that doesn't feel like what life is. Yeah, I'm the devil. Also, I'm the Antichrist. All right, I'm gonna bring together the 7 nations, and you're all gonna hail to me and all of that shit. But no, don't poo-poo Buddhism at all. Like Buddhism's interesting, man. It's definitely an interesting.
I was about to say don't poo-poo Hinduism, and that would be a great joke.
Yeah, no, that's all they are is they poo-poo a lot.
But yeah. Go check right now on Deal. I've got one comment here I want to highlight from Cowboy Roll in the chat.
Yeah,
Buddhism was created by a guy who fucked nonstop, smoked the finest hash, ate like a glutton, then became homeless and realized neither of those things were good lifestyles.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds like me. I'm not kidding, dude. I lived wild in my early lifetime. My 20s were crazy, dude. And what did that get me? Some shit that I don't really fucking care about. It got me nowhere.
Gave you herpes.
No, I didn't get herpes, thank fuck. But
you got AIDS.
No, not gay. Yeah, not gay. Didn't fuck black chicks. But no, I mean it's the truth, man. Like I do think that you create a money shield, to where that you and those around you can be taken care of, but like spiritually, I think giving up ego is like the biggest fucking thing you can do. Like just to not fucking care about like what happens to you at all, because this simply does not matter. If I die in a car accident tomorrow, it will not matter. It'll matter to you. You're going to have to try to make a funny podcast after this, and you never will. And it don't matter to Erica because I died. It don't matter to work because now they have to fill a spot. But to me, that won't matter because I am dead. Like to demolish the whole goal of life should be to demolish the ego. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Is it crazy?
Not 100%.
I just think that's the way to do it.
Anyway, you can check me out at mattforney.com. That's it for the show. TerrorhouseMag.com, TerrorhousePress.com, all episodes at TerrorhouseRadio.com. Social media links in the description. Show is presented by Kachi Dag and intro music by Zero Pulse and illegitimate non-copyrighted. Don't the bastards grind you down. I'm Matt Forney with Bryden Proctor.